I have to wait. I don't know. Okay, I'm live. Alright. Hello guys, welcome back to my stream. Today we're going to be going back on Katarina and trying to make as much progress as possible. And let's get right into it. Alright, so here's how she looked from the previous stream. I did a little bit of work on her textures. Let me lower the volume of the music a little bit. Did a little bit of work on her textures. You can see kind of improved on the black leather bits. Also kind of added a top-down gradient. You can see more definition on the metals. And also her face is a little bit different as well. Alright, so let's continue from that. Oh, I also added this red bounce light to kind of, bring up that brightness. Alright, so let's get started. I think I wanted her to have a little bit of a darker red lip. Does it make sense with her hair, I guess? Let's take a look at that. That's without the lip, that's with the lip. I think it just helps to unify the hair a little bit. But what was I gonna do? Oh, I wanted to work on her daggers actually, because I know I have a lot of people requesting for that. So let's get our brush, circle, I'm gonna paint on UV mode, and I'm gonna jump in here to the blade specifically. And where's the dagger? Do I want this one? I think so. Oh, where's my... There it is. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna start by rounding out this highlight in the middle, just to clean it up. And also kind of lining up this edge, and since it's bigger, stick over there. But I also need to see this. Okay. I'm gonna pull up the wireframe so we can actually see that and make sure that we are actually conforming to the mesh. And then it looks like there's a little line here. Let me see how that plays out with the mesh. So, it doesn't really matter. I can just do like a cut here, I think. And I wanted to find this edge. And just defining those edges. This is the part that kind of sinks into, I think this is the hilt of the blade. The part that meets the handle. Alright, and then I'm going to turn off the wireframe so we can see what we're working with. I want to render out this emblem piece. And for that, I was going off of the... Oh. I guess I'm going off this concept. Kind of. No, actually it was... where is it? There's the part in the comic where I believe... I want to search it up here. Katarina comics. There's the Freljord, the one with her Freljord outfit. Let me see here. Where is it? I can't believe I don't have a reference for that. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's this one. It's probably not that different, but at the same time it kind of is. I'm going to turn back on the wireframe and start painting. Bring up my opacity. Just start like carving out those eyes. Shift to a warmer color. Actually, it should be cooler. I'm gonna make sure to grab the Swain reference and let's see what the dark. Actually, Samir is good too. Darkest part. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to this reference. Looks like there is a line that does like this. Kind of points to the eye. Now, because the blade kind of gets viewed from all angles, there's not really like a top-down lighting I can do for it. So I'm just kind of trying to evenly render everything. Including the sides here. The dagger gets viewed from all angles. Even when it lands on the ground, it's upside down. Hi Harpy, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. I think I want to sculpt out this part to be a bit darker. By the way, y'all can hear me, right? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Heal. Better put your solar texture since you had reduced her boobs. Yeah, everybody was complaining about her boob size on Twitter. I mean, I guess it was a little bit bigger than normal, but again, I was basing off her Battle Queen skin, which does not have cleavage, so I don't think anybody's used to seeing her with, you know, kind of showing it off. But yeah, I did go in and actually reduce the size through the model You don't see it on this one, that's in Substance, but it is adjusted. People were saying to make it, there were some people on Discord saying to make it even smaller. I'm like, I don't think it's that necessary. Like, we're not trying to cover up completely. She's meant to show them off. Like, even on the base skin, she shows off the cleavage. The Jinx ones? I mean, yeah. She's basically wearing a bikini. The difference is that she has a bit of coverage, I guess. Or she has smaller boobs. But yeah, I was not gonna cover them all up all the way. Not them wanting a boy chest. Yeah. I mean, if it were up to me, I'd give Katarina smaller boobs in general from her original design, because I feel like it makes sense with her kind of archetype character, like an assassin, very agile and like speedy. You can't imagine her to have like misfortune-sized boobs. It's all about boob talk today. Next time they want Katarina with size-type chest. No boobs, six-pack legs. Yeah. Not my Katarina. It was funny. Imagine if Riot did what I did. Give her, like, supposedly big boobs and everybody was memeing on them. They would never stop. When the League community finds a meme, they just keep it up forever. I love that about them. Imagine Katarina with MF breasts and animations on them. Daggers for what, lol? Boob slap everyone on all. That would be funny. I'm sure there would be an NSFW mod for that, but not for me. Not from me. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to UV painting so that I don't bleed onto the actual blade part. I might go into the UV here. Switch this texture. And kind of define that edge. I guess this one as well. That one. This one. That one too. Here. And I'm going to grab that dark value and extend it. And follow it up with lighter value. Carve out that edge. Then again, doesn't matter what I do in between, as long as it has those edges. What part is this? I want this to be brighter. So let's make that highlighted. This is an edge here, so let's carve that. This as well. And that part. Okay. Actually, no one sees that part. Okay. Just kind of blending things out. not using a soft brush because it's metal, and I want it to have kind of like that hammered down look. Don't want it to be like absolutely perfect. Okay, grab that dark value, just kind of sneak it in a little bit, very softly, right there as well, here, and this part, I'm just gonna take a mid-tone, blend it a bit, and it's kind of messy here in the middle. I wanna clean that up. Taking that mid-tone and just very lightly going over what we just did. See how that looks. Okay, I think it's good. I think I want the top part here to be a bit brighter. Actually, I don't think it matters. But I do want this part here that makes the handle to be darker. What I do have to keep in mind is that whenever her dagger lands on the ground, it lands upside down. So I have to think about kind of like the lighting for that. But then most of the time we also see it like straight on when she's holding it. So it'll catch the light, I think particularly at the top edge here. I'm actually going to grab a soft brush because I don't want to like overdo everything I did there. Grab the highest value and just kind of do a gradient downwards. Not the wig alone, yeah, the hair by itself. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this top part. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw in the last stream, but I did go in and actually separate the model into different parts so that I can get into some of the details. Let's check out the wireframe here, make sure we're conforming to that. Very important. Just kind of lightly brightening that up. Again, that top-down kind of gradient. And because we do look at it from the other angle as well, kind of want to push that gradient as well. So it's like the middle part is, I guess, is the darkest. Edges. And then with the soft brush, I'm going to go in here and actually soften this part out. And define that edge. Kind of bring in a little bit of a highlight. Come back, mid-tone. Okay, looks nice. And then this part is too defined. Just gonna smooth it out. Yeah, it's being kind of weird there. Where is it? I'm still in UV mode. Okay. Softening things out. Okay. Alright, and now we're gonna get to that bottom end here. According to the comics, it looked like there was like a gem. Not really sure what color it's supposed to be though. Like blue? But then blue is not really like a Noxian color. So, might do red, I guess. Is there anybody in Noxus that has like red gems? I think LeBlanc does. I don't think gems is like a part of their visual identity. Generally. I think Noxus, or Demacia, yeah. Because Garen has that on his pauldrons. I guess I'll do red. Kind of makes sense with LeBlanc, I guess. Even though I'm pretty sure LeBlanc is not like a very well seen figure. She kind of works behind the shadows. Okay, I think that looks nice. And then I'm actually going to go in here and make the gem as its own layer. I didn't really make a mesh around it, so what I'm going to do is kind of trace it and make sure that it's conforming to the mesh here. I'm going to set this to a dark red. Just kind of trace it out. I might be able to pull it here. Might not be a problem. Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to turn off the wireframe to make sure that looks good in all the angles. Okay. I think it looks good. The only thing is that I want to actually shorten that edge a bit more. Is this a champion thing? Camera, viewport. Yeah, I guess I am. Kind of conform to the mesh a little bit. Okay. And let's get our paint. Since we do view it from top down, sometimes I wish I could do that here, but I guess not. That's okay. I'm gonna put kind of like the higher, brightest part of the gem at the bottom. That's usually how they go. And then they kind of get dark at the middle. So it's dark there. Shift to a cooler color. Make it a bit darker. Now that's a little too dark, so let's pull up some red. And grab that darker color again. And then I'm going to outline the edge of the gem. So that it kind of looks like it's protruding from the metal. And then add that highlight. I don't really know. I guess I'll do it here. Okay. I'm gonna grab an HSL layer, kind of play around with that hue. That looks so good, OMG. Thank you, Wig. Saturate? Yeah. Saturation helps. Yeah, I guess like that. And then when we bring in those like blood rune carvings, then it'll match up pretty well. So another thing I wanted to do is work on that handle, which is kind of like a braided leather, I think is what it's called. And instead of doing that through the 3D, I'm going to grab the 2D view, switch it to UV. I'm going to start carving out those bands. What is this song? Is this League? Oh, it's Valorant? Heck. Interesting. It sounded like copyrighted music, so I wanted to switch that. It's in the creator safe playlist, though. Okay, wait. I need to add back. Actually, I don't. I'm gonna add this edge here. So I guess it's like a zigzag all the way up. I don't like this layout theme, sorry. Okay. Make this edge darker to make it kind of make it look like it's sitting behind underneath the metal. And then we're gonna come in here and bring in those highlights with that the same kind of bell curve look that Riot likes to do. Nice. I think that's good. And then what I might do is bring in some of this red color, make it look like maybe the gem is glowing a bit. I guess it kind of makes sense that she has a gem because of the blood magic. So it kind of works out, I guess. And then this part I'm going to make actually a warmer yellow. That's maybe too warm. And then kind of give it some bounce light. defining those edges, of course. I'm going to switch to camera mode because it's doing some weird dots in the middle, like it's not rendering the middle part. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of has like a yellowish tint on that side, and the other side is reddish. Although I think what I'm going to do is introduce that yellow here as well. Just to kind of bring it some unity. Get rid of that red just a little bit. Kind of blend it. I think it's going to become like an orangish color, which is fine. And I want to bring it for this top part and kind of blend it downwards. Might need to make the red a bit brighter, just to really accentuate the glow effect. Okay, I think that works. Reads good from afar, so we're good there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is work on those blood runes. So let's bring it into Photoshop. And what I might do is actually make like a selection and just copy this exactly as it is. Although my blade shape might be a little bit different, because I was basing off the Freljord image and not this concept specifically. Also, you guys can hear me, right? Yes, okay. Just making sure. Let's pull this over to that side. And then, it'd be helpful to have the wireframe, but might be fine. So I'm going to select dagger, get rid of the rest of the image. And just try my best here to line it up. Just got out of class, what's up? Hey Blue Jay, welcome to the stream. Right now I'm working on our daggers. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna line up perfectly. Okay, let me select. I'm just gonna copy this. Let's set this to tolerance to 30, I guess. I want to select all this red part. Okay, and then I'm gonna Command J. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna grab Liquify and just kind of like bend it. We're using Metagami's texture or just reference? I'd like to reuse it because I want to be accurate. This window, let me squeeze it over to the side. Okay, I'm gonna show backdrop so you can see shape underneath, and just kind of tuck it to that shape. I think the edge here, let's go in a little bit more. Okay. That looks right. So I'm actually going to make this a mask. So I'm going to make this completely white and the rest of the image completely black. I'm actually going to use this for her in-game VFX because I want it to where, like, when she gets a reset, I want her runes to glow. I think that'd be cool. But also I want to bring this mask into Substance Painter and just clean it up a bit. Oh no, my YouTube thumbnails. Oh no, how embarrassing. Embarrassing. Let's call this Katarina Dagger Mask. Okay. And then I'm going to import that mask. Texture. Project. And overlay it on top of metal. Grab the mask. Let me make a black mask and then input the texture. And it should pop up. If it doesn't, that's because I need to add a fill layer. It's kind of weird that it does that. So there we go, we have her runes. I'm gonna make it the same dark color. So this will be like what it looks like when it's not glowing, because I don't want it to be glowing all the time. And I feel like that's consistent with her current model. And then we're gonna go in and actually clean up those lines. UV texture. Clean it up a little bit at this edge. The selection wasn't perfect in Photoshop. Wait, it's not the right layer. I need to add a paint to the mask. Set it to white. I like point this way. And then to cut it, because we have a fill layer, I had to use black paint because we have a black mask. And I think that's good. That's good enough. Reads well from afar. And then, because we want this part to look like it's engraved, we have to outline what's engraved. Okay. And thankfully, because we made a mask, I don't have to worry about like painting over it. It will just paint behind that mask. And this is how you make stuff look like it's engraved. I may go back and add a little bit of brightness to some of those areas. Kind of like how you see in the current default version that we have. Finding those edges, defining edges, as you guys know, is like I've been saying for pretty much all my streams. It's very important. Whatever you want to do, like engravings or some detailing, it's always good to follow up dark strokes with brighter ones. And I shake out my wrist. There's probably a better way to do this, but I want to have control. I could do like a perfect like bevel, but I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be imperfect. Okay. So now that's what it looks like with those outlines. You can see how much it pops. And then I'm gonna go in. This is I'm gonna call this blade runes. Go in and actually bring in some brightness, because I want there to be like a strong highlight across the middle. Not too strong though, like that. And then a little bit on the upper part as well. Might be too dark, so let's grab this color maybe. I want to view from as far away as possible. I think there seems right. And then not dark enough. And then I'm gonna grab this dark color. And what I'm gonna do is create another mask for this like inner part of the blade. Because I want to make those edges a bit darker. So I'm just kind of masking out that inner part of the blade. I actually don't want the edge here, so let me get rid of that. Okay. And I'm going to export my texture as it is right now. And then I'm gonna bring it back so that way I don't have to like do some weird stuff. I don't have to repaint any of my work that I already did. So we're gonna call this inner blade project. It should already be imported, so I just have to reload the texture. And there we go. I can also get rid of this engraving paint that I did. Paint layer. And inner blade. Whoa, what just happened? What just happened? Okay, inner blade, armor. There we go. And switch to camera mode and back face off. See how that really looks like it's engraved now? That's what we want. That is all thanks to that extra mask that we made. And then I want to add like a slight shadow to the bottom to kind of make this, I think it's the hilts, I don't know what it's called, but the part where the blade meets the handle, I want that part to really pop out. I'm going to do the same thing for the actual blade. Oops. I have to do this in UV mode. Okay, and that circle brush, my wonderful circle brush, grabbing mid-tone, carving that out. A little bit of a brighter mid-tone. I want to darken out a little bit there and here as well, just to bring extra contrast. It's a sign I need water. Okay, I think the blade is looking really nice now. Pretty happy about how it's coming along. And what I think I will do is actually create another mask specifically for this inner edge, so I don't have to like try and like render it and try to define those edges on the same mask. It makes things more difficult and it makes it slower. Oops. Okay. Grab the texture, and I want it to be brighter than this inner part where it meets. So, but not dark to where it blends completely. That makes sense. Bring in those edges that I put in. Increase my opacity. Again, it's going to be darker than that outer edge, but brighter than the inner part. I don't mind if I like kind of blend the brightness with the top part, or the outer edge. I want this to be kind of dark. Okay. Let me actually make that part dark. And then increase brightness here. Just a tad. Bring in that middle part highlight that I did. And there we go. I think what I'll do is actually make the engravings a bit darker again. Kind of blending too much. Actually, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is I need like a gradient. So I want a camera mode, viewport, switching to a soft brush, and I'm going to choose a darker value, switch it, move it toward the cooler color, and kind of put that gradient upwards. What am I making? I'm making the Katarina dagger. That's what I'm painting. Okay, I think that's good. I'm very happy with the daggers now. And so when it glows, it should look like that. Again, zooming out because obviously we're going to see things like super far in game. So I think what I'll do is make a texture for the actual glowiness. It doesn't exactly look that great. So what I want is that inner part, again, to look brighter. This might be easier in Photoshop actually. So I'm going to export the mask. It's not in 4K, so let me switch my texture to 4K. Give it a minute to think. Texture to 4K, and I'm going to export this mask. Export mask to file. Not to my desktop. Under an ASU folder. Dagger mask. Pull that up in Photoshop. I'm going to also export my texture again, so I don't lose what I just did. Bring that in. Okay. Delete the previous mask that I made. Grab this mask. What is this all? Tentacle? Meh. It's not my style. Okay. And I'm going to do contract by like 2 pixels. No? Okay, let's contract by 4. Okay. And then feather by 2. Command J. And then brighten that part. And that should look good. Might actually, let me grab the mask again. Color range. I want it a little bit tighter, so contracted by 4, so let's contract by 6. And feather by 3. See how that turns out. Yeah, that's better. Kind of pinkish. Okay. And this will be my... I'm going to export this as a new texture and call it the glow. Rune glow. Rune glow. And that'll be helpful later when I make her in-game particles to make it glow. So let's see how that looks. Rune glow. Project. What is this layer that I made? I have no idea. Inner blade. Actually, I already have the inner blade. The name is kind of confusing me, so let me just change this color real quick. Is that the layer I'm looking for? Oh, it's not. Okay. So I deleted the mask that I needed. Okay, what's this one? I'm gonna fill that with her Katarina texture. Add another fill. And the rune glow. There we go. Nice. And then let's work on our armor. Let's kind of move away from the dagger. This part was really bothering me, so I want to render that out. Hey Louise, welcome to the live stream. It's good to have you here. The dagger's looking very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. There it is. Okay, let's render this skull. Show wireframe. I don't know if I mirrored this skull. Let's see. I did not. That's fine. I'm just kind of carving out those eye sockets. And then La Nariz. Has like a triangle shape. And then the teeth. Maybe the model here isn't exactly the best. But that's okay. I can decide to show like the teeth more, or I can just leave it as like a symbolic kind of thing. It's not like an actual skull anyways. Let's see how that looks from afar. Yeah, I think we need it. Okay, let's bring back that wireframe. Kind of sculpt out the cheeks here. Kind of a rough model there. What is this music, bro? Project thing? Okay, do that top-down shadow. I have to extend it a bit more. Make sure we can really see that. And then the edges here. I watched a little bit of your project live yesterday. What'd you think? I know it wasn't Katarina. I wanted to like show you guys like my ZBrush like modeling process, like getting started on a project and how that looks like. So if you enjoy it, like I'll definitely do more of that. I think the first skin of hers that I'm going to be working on is Kitty Cat, because that's like, we actually have a concept for that that's finished. And I will show you guys that process from start to finish, including the modeling process, not just the texture. Because it's Friday, I might extend the live stream a little bit longer than normal. Happy Friday. Make this top part a bit brighter. Can I fly in my house? Powders. Many powders. Nice. Reads well. I don't want to darken the overall skull, which means I might undo some of the dark texture that I did, but that's okay. Kind of give it some volume. And then let's bring back that bright part. Try to round it out. I'm gonna turn off the wireframe. Let's get back that dark color. Carve out those eyes again. I want to do like a very slight tracing of the nose, the bone of the nose. And make this part darker. I also wanted to cast a shadow as well. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. That's how I model it. Okay, and then darken the edges where it kind of meets with the metal. That's interesting. Spotify skipped the ad. Is it not streaming? Lifting it out from the metal, and I want it to look like it's carved somehow. And let me get the circle brush to really define that edge. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's getting somewhere. So I wanted to work on her face a little bit today. So let's do that. Now I did see some, I saw this really nice Caitlin, Cafe Cutie Caitlin piece that I retweeted on Twitter. This one is by, let's see, who's it by? Chun Yu. She did a really nice job rendering the face and the hair. So I want to kind of replicate that as well for Katarina, because it looks similar to Caitlin, the Caitlin rework. I think she handled that with such delicacy. Then I want to do the same as well. Artists inspiring other artists. So I want to round out, I want to define like this upper eyelid part. Crease. Let me make sure I turn on symmetry because her face is not mirrored. Did I change her top? Do you mean like reducing the boob size? Yes. Because everybody was complaining about that on Twitter. Let me turn off the intersection view. Let me just kind of bring in that lower eyelid crease. I don't care about drawing over the scar because I'll just add it back later. And the eyebrows, I like to give them like a little like hair strands coming out, but I think maybe I overdid it. I like the scar so much. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sure if I rendered it well, but I guess I did. So there we go. She looks a little bit better. Let me grab her icon and put it right next to this one. Okay. There's this weird like red line showing up. Make sure it's not mirrored. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Forensic Hill. Not a fan of Diana Sessions either. I'm a hater. Okay. Now, I want the makeup here to come back. Again, let me turn on symmetry. Sorry I have to do it this way. Okay. Bring in the makeup. I guess kind of making it thicker. Because what I did was I made like an actual eyelash mesh, but then I kind of want to blend it a bit better. So that's why I'm texturing it onto her skin. Import is, okay, back face pulling it off. And just kind of blend it out. Okay. I think that's good. I want her eye to have a little bit of yellowness, kind of a soft brown kind of makeup. It's not really working. I think it's too yellow. Now it's looking gray. Shift toward brown, saturate. Come on, get darker. Okay. Now her eyelid is getting a little bit too big, so what I'm going to do is erase it. And just tighten it up. Okay. I think that looks nice. And one thing I noticed about her in-game view is that the shadow here is not really visible underneath her nose, which is something that League does. Like they have, because of the top-down lighting, you have to have the shadow underneath the nose. So I want to make that visible. I want to give her like a Hitler stash. And then I'm going to add like a little bit of bounce light to her nose. Let's make it kind of brighter, yellowish. Bring in that bounce light. Okay, nice. We added the lipstick, but what I want to do is kind of clean this up a little bit. Make it a bit sharper. And grab the soft brush, just smooth it out. The thing to be careful about with lips is that, you know, they're obviously soft, so you want to paint it with a soft brush. You never really want to use a hard brush for that. Currently, she does not have like a mouth bag, and what that means is that like she actually has like a mouth inside that with teeth and tongue and whatever. She doesn't have that yet. I usually like to leave that for very last. And then let's add back the lipstick. It's kind of rough. So what I'm gonna do is get rid of the tattoo. Even though I think it's fine, but I want to preserve it. Export this texture because I think I'm happy with the lipstick. Delete, delete, and bring back the texture that we exported. Now her lip is too dark, but that's because we have that layer, so we just get rid of it. And I want to clean up the lip here. Increase the flow. Kind of smooth it out. Bring in that highlight. I can see that this edge is getting kind of fuzzy, so clean it up. I don't want to like make her lips bigger accidentally. So let's take a look at the wireframe. Okay. Kind of curves in a little bit. And then goes back down. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Anything else? Oh, I rendered her eyes accidentally. I exported the texture. Yikes. Wait, shit, Substance Painter is an Adobe product? I've had it all along, I never realized. Yes, but I think even if you have like an Adobe license, you might have to pay extra for it. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong about that. Let me turn off the symmetry. Or work on our eye a little bit. No license for all their products, so you have access to it. If you do, that is really nice. That would be really nice. Because then you can start using this program. I don't know why they gave her like a slight brown edge around her pupil. But she's never really depicted with that. So that's kind of weird. Let's see, let's see. Her eyes are green, always depicted as green. Doesn't really have any brown. Even in here. I'm just gonna touch them up a little bit.
The era of metal has begun, and metal shall prevail. For we know what they have done.
Just kind of copying from Wild Rift art.
5 legends of our realm who sought to follow the path
Cool.
of their dark
Looks
musings.
better. This ear I'm gonna get rid of because her hair hides it anyway, so you're never really gonna see it. Plus the ears are mirrored, so that's why its texture is much brighter.
There is but one thing
And
left.
I'm gonna go in here and start rendering out those shadows.
Heavy metal.
What is this? Jesus. The music is not for me today. So much random stuff. I don't remember if these are mirrored or not. Okay. So this is the hair shadow that comes down. Because that bang flies around so much, I don't want to like add too much shadow, because then like her hair bang will be like way up there, and then you'll see shadow for a long time, which is not what I want. So I want to be a bit careful just how much I add. Yep, I got it. Nice. I'm very happy for you. It's a great program. Turn on the symmetry. I'm gonna go down here to the body and just start painting out those shadows. Contact shadows. When I did my first interview with Riot Games for the character artist internship, the lead artist, the art lead that I was speaking with was very, this was one of the things he pointed out, like contact shadows, so I'm always introducing that, thinking about it. So I think that was one of the things that like needed to improve in my work. Also the idea of like custom faces, because I didn't really have models with custom faces. I was just reusing from the in-game, so they couldn't really see that I could properly paint a face. So I always go out of my way to make sure to render out the face as much as possible, and also make sure it looks like the champion. I literally have like an entire reference sheet that includes every single champion in their face. Well, it's still a work in progress, but so that way anytime I'm given a champion, I have something I can look on. And I want to make sure that the champion's face looks consistent with all their depictions and doesn't have like my own preferences and bias put into it. For example, if like I like bigger lips or whatever, I don't accidentally give like Katarina huge lips. That's something I do notice with current League models, is that some of them kind of have, they don't actually look like the champion. They've been altered a bit. Rek'Sai 2, best champion face? No, I don't have Rek'Sai. Not yet, at least. I kind of started with all all of the human characters first, and I still haven't finished, so. Let me turn off the symmetry. Turn off back face. This little hair strand does not move at all, so I'm gonna render shadow freely. I like this song when the Silence game came out, the Mage Seeker. It sounded so cool in the trailer. Might be too dark, but I mean, it's hitting my hair, doesn't matter. Cool. Now we got some shadows in, and I want to also introduce the jacket shadow. I hate that I have to do this. It's probably annoying for you guys as well. Jacket shadow. And let me add back her tattoo. Nice. Add a shadow here for the belt that's overlaying her body. Good use of the red accents on her jacket and pants. Noticed your use of colors have gotten much better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Stream must be almost 2 hours by now. Let's see. Armor. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish her today, but I am trying to get as far along as possible. Oh, forgot. Minigami had like this this thong bit here. I might add it. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. I think it's kind of cheesy and too skimpy, but let's try it out. Make it black. Okay, and I'm just gonna like roughly block it out in camera view and see how that looks. Okay, yes. Cool. There's no weird warping. So, I'm gonna add the lag behind. Let's get rid of this. Distance. Decrease a little bit. And I'm gonna undo. Wait, the distance is too high. Oh, that arrow. I can use the arrow. Poggers. That's what that is. Just gonna do like that. Okay, let's see how that looks. I mean, hello, Pararu. Welcome back. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Thong strap? I don't know, guys. I don't know if I like it. It's kind of weird. I mean, just the belts looks cool, but I don't know. Also, it doesn't help that like the mesh is not high poly enough to make it very curved. It's like maybe if I do camera view, it'll be fine. Let me clear mask, try it again. Yeah, but then in some angles it gets kind of weird looking straight. I don't know. The string starts at the front, side and front to the very back of the crack. So you have it opposite here. Oh, okay. Well, even then, like if I correct it, I don't think it's gonna look good. I don't know. I think we'll do without it. Sorry. That is my personal preference. Anyway, I gotta go. Keep up great work. If you need anything from me, just ask. Thank you, Nagi, for popping in the stream. I'm gonna be wrapping up things pretty soon here anyway. So I think we're going a little too long. Introducing some of the blue hue that Wild Rift did on the in-game texture. Dang, I don't have the armor down there. Let me add it here as well. Okay. Has like a purple color for the dark area. I want to add in the shadow. Alright, I think I'm just gonna stop texturing there, and then let's test it in game and wrap it up. Alright, Katarina ASU, assets, characters, pull up the base texture, and throw this on. The daggers are glowing. I kind of want to see how that looks. You can see how the texture has evolved, especially with the dagger. And let's flatten image, save. And then go back out here. Let's get rid of this. And then let's pull up LCS Manager, Katarina. Pull up League, run the mod, wait for League. Y'all can hear me, right? Yes. Alright, let's run a custom game. Can I add a Noxian bot? Vladimir. Well, let's see how she looks. I updated the VFX a little bit, so you'll see that's a bit different. Should be better now than her current version. Alright, here she is. There's the runes.
To the point.
So let's see how she looks. think she looks good. Pretty happy with how the texture's coming out so far. Show you guys some of the effects. So here's our autos. I adjusted it so no longer has those like blood splatters. I think Riot has kind of veered away from that because of China, probably. And then we have our W. Kind of has a new slash, a bit more clear on where that range is. And then the E. E's not really any different. There's these weird like blue flashes that are in there, like blue bits that I want to get rid of. And then her ult is also different. A bit more clear where that range is. And just more VFX in general. Make it more interesting. So there she is. Katarina. Oh, let's see how the dagger looks on the ground. Nice.
Let's dance.
I think it's good. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for popping in the stream. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody who you think will like to see what I'm doing. And that's it for today. Bye-bye. See you next time. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. I'll probably just stream on Monday and just leave the weekends for no streams. So, bye-bye.